The crown that disappears when the king forgets his people. Long ago in the kingdom of Udo in Edo land, there lived a wise king named Oba-Yuka. He wore a crown unlike any other, crafted not from ordinary gold, but from the blessings of the people he ruled. This crown shone with a light so bright that it could be seen from the farthest corners of the land. It was said that as long as the king remembered his people, their struggles, and their needs, the crown would remain upon his head. But if he forgot them, the crown would vanish like smoke in the wind. The king's early reign. When Oba-Yuka first sat upon the throne, he was beloved by all. Every morning, he would rise early to walk among the farmers in the fields, listening to their worries. He sat with the hunters, learning of the dangers they faced in the forests. He greeted the children with laughter, telling them stories and blessing them with kola nuts. The people adored him because he ruled not from his palace but from his heart. His crown glowed brighter each day, a sign that he was truly a king of the people. Under his rule, the land prospered, yam barns overflowed, markets were filled with joy, and no man or woman went hungry. The coming of pride. But as the years passed, the king grew comfortable. The praise of his chiefs filled his ears. The riches of the land filled his palace. Soon, Oba-Yuka no longer walked among the people. Instead, he surrounded himself with flatterers who told him only what he wanted to hear. When the farmers complained of poor harvests, their cries never reached him. When widows and orphans suffered, he turned his eyes away. He began to believe the kingdom existed to serve him, rather than he to serve the kingdom. On the day he first ignored a beggar at the palace gate, the crown dimmed slightly. None noticed at first. But the spirits of the land were watching. The first disappearance. One morning, during a festival, the king stepped out proudly to dance before his people. But to everyone's shock, the crown on his head began to fade. Before the eyes of the crowd, it vanished completely, leaving his head bare. Gasps filled the air. The drums stopped beating. The chiefs trembled. The Oba himself touched his head in disbelief. He ran to the palace mirror, only to find the crown was truly gone. Without it, his face looked aged, and his presence no longer commanded awe. The people whispered, "The spirits are angry. The king has forgotten us." The quest for the crown. Desperate, Oba-Yuka summoned the royal priests and diviners. They cast cowries and consulted the ancestors. Their verdict was clear. The crown does not belong to goldsmiths or jewelers. It belongs to the hearts of your people. You have forgotten them, and so the crown has left you. If you wish to wear it again, go back to your people. Reluctantly, the king left the palace in plain cloth, walking through the kingdom. At first, the people turned their backs on him. They remembered his pride. But then, he knelt before a widow's hut and carried firewood for her. He worked with the farmers in the yam fields, tilling the soil with his bare hands. He sat with hungry children and shared his own meal with them. Day by day, his people began to forgive. And slowly, a faint glow reappeared above his head, as if the crown was watching him, waiting. The final test. But the spirits were not satisfied. One last test remained. A great famine struck the land. The palace still had food, but the villages starved. His chiefs advised, "Keep the grain for the palace. Protect your own first." The king thought long and hard. Then he ordered all the royal stores opened and the food given freely to the people. He himself ate nothing for 3 days. When the people saw this sacrifice, they gathered at the palace, singing praises. At that moment, the crown of light returned, brighter than ever, resting upon his head. The drums beat once more, and the land rejoiced. Conclusion. From that day on, Oba-Yuka never again forgot his people. He ruled with humility, always remembering that a king's power comes not from his throne, but from the hearts of those he serves. And so the elders of Edo tell this story with a lesson. A leader who forgets his people will lose his crown, but a leader who serves with love will rule forever in their hearts. White heavy checkmark. Moral lesson: true leadership is service. When rulers care only for themselves, they lose the trust and honor of the people. But when they serve with humility, their legacy shines brighter than gold.